not common for Nintendo to make such a large gap in difficulty between such similar bosses. Fiery Gobblegut was very hard, while its predecessor was really easy.
First off, since he's not on fire, it's pathetic how simple the strategy is. Hug his side and spin. His weak points are obvious for two reasons. 1. Glowing red circles on an otherwise green or blue enemy. And 2. Bowser Jr. outright tells you in bold red text. Could it be more obvious?
Probably the most difficult part of the battle is the fact that Gobblegut's giant, did I mention he's huge, body blocking your line of sight sometimes, but unlike Fiery Gobblegut, there isn't much to run into, and that's not too big of a problem.
Considering he's the same basic boss, they share the same music, which is still awesome but doesn't quite fit the pathetic difficulty of the boss.
Still, it's more enjoyable than the fire version. One tip. I suggest destroying the last 3 of his bulges first, because those are the hardest, and Gobblegut will have turned around by then and be chasing you.
Now we're getting to the good stuff. Sure, there's one boss left that's disappointing, but we're getting to the meat of this countdown.
You thought moles and turrets were bad? What about octopi and tanks? Prince Picante is another somewhat difficult boss because of fire. Fire is not your friends, kids.
Unlike Fiery Gobblegut, however, this is a good kind of difficult that tests your skills at tennis and ice skating. Thanks to the awesome skating mechanics, the boss's arena is fun to maneuver in, and it's easy to hit back coconuts.
But coconuts aren't the only thing he fires. He also fires flaming coconuts! Wouldn't they burn up though? Oh well, Nintendo logic. When these hit the ground, they, just like Fiery Gobblegut, create pools of lava, and because it's a little hard to stop when skating, you can accidentally run into one of these pools before you realize it.
His deadliest attack is when he looks up. He proceeds to shoot a volley of fireballs and coconuts that then rain down from the sky. This creates lots of pools of lava and even more things to dodge.
His music is the same as Sorbetti and Pee-wee Piranha, but it fits well with the hectic atmosphere of the fight. All in all, it's a fast-paced boss that keeps you on edge the entire time.
Huh, I guess Beyblade's out for blood. This boss looks awesome!
This boss even had a little bit of build-up to it. When I first got to the planet, I heard this whirring sound. I didn't know what it was, and it made me a little nervous. And then I saw the shadow of the boss in the arena. It was only on a later playthrough that I thought to go in first person, and turns out Top Maniac hovers over the planet before the fight even starts.
I never knew that! Still, the actual design's pretty cool. He's a high-tech top with neon saws, and his weakness lights tends to blend with the style really well.
Unfortunately, after you know what his weak spot is, it's a cakewalk from there. After jumping on him, he retracts the spikes and moves around, and you have to hit him into the electrical ring. Then comes the second fight where the electrical ring moves around, which makes it hard to hit him into the edge.
His music's the same as Bugaboom, but fits him better with the techno style. Even though he's easy, his design's cool, and the fight is fun. So, who's next?
Please don't get mad that I rated this boss high, but...
Oh, great. This boss was disappointing.
But that's only one man's opinion. I like this boss a lot.
While you have your reasons, I found this fight way too easy, which is sad considering how epic the music is. The backdrop was also fitting the final boss. Again, I just found the boss pathetic to beat.
True. While I never really get damaged at all, I have a hard time aiming the meteors. I could swear on my life that I ground pound in the center, but I never hit Bowser until he gets up close. Everything else about the boss was creative, although they did reuse the method of launching meteors at him from the regular Bowser fights.
Fair enough. I just think that by final Bowser fight standards, it's weak on the actual fight. I mean, 64 had a great take on spraying him and hitting him into mines.
Speaking of throwing him into mines, how in the world does Bowser keep coming back after all the different things that have been done to him?
He probably has either Kamek or Junior revive him with magic.
Ah, nostalgia. One of the most powerful forces in gaming. This boss brings back memories from the N64 days when Mario got his first 3D platforming game that took a memorable boss and made it even better.
No kidding. Now that Final Bowser is gone, this is basically the true start of awesome bosses. Still can't believe he beat Hot Maniac. Oh well, but I digress. This boss has a great music track, and the resizing of him amps up the awesomeness.
This guy's music is one of the very few times I like a VGM song that had electric guitar in it. The boss isn't that hard though. If you do get stuck under him, it's an insta-kill, and you have to start over.
It's a good thing he skips his word-for-word monologue from 64 when you die then. I also like how he summons Thwimps minions now. Also, I like how they added a crown to his design.
Just like in 64, you have to ground pound on his back 3 times, but they added a few more obstacles. He doesn't stay on the ground for very long, and if you're touching the ground when he slams down, you're stuck for a second. Pretty much a guarantee to miss your chance to hit him.
He's also a lot bigger, and you can't just ground pound anywhere. You have to ground pound on the symbol on his back or he won't be damaged. Way to go, Nintendo, for not botching a remake of a boss.
Look out! It's data loading, system error, 404, file not found, no animal matches boss.
This is Glamdozer. The fight is pretty fun with a unique way of reaching the weak point.
System error, hard drive is terminated, please reboot. Ow! You didn't have to hit me!
Good, you're back. Wanna cover the arena?
No, sure. You fight her on a cucumber! Well, not really, but it looks like one. It's a giant green disc where grates are placed, and you can ground pound on them to flip to the other side. You will need to do this, as this is the only way you can reach Glamdozer's stomach. Then once Glamdozer moves over a grate, you can smash her... Is it a her? I think so. Of course, King Crocus looks like a girl, but is really a king. But I digress. You smash her stomach!
The music is nice and catchy and fits the boss quite well. I also like how they train you with the grates earlier in the level.
The boss isn't too difficult at first, but it can be troublesome once she starts spewing fire. Once again, adding fire means more difficulty. The fireballs can plug up the grates, and more often than not, the grate you're waiting to hit her with will get plugged up. Not really a danger of getting hit, but can be a nuisance.
The boss is fun, and you need to watch for it if it moves to the side you're on, and adjust your position accordingly.
My first time I beat Glamdozer, and I saw her death animation, I totally thought she was going to puke out the Power Star. Turns out I was wrong. Oh well. Not that I would have liked to see that anyway.
Now this is a good intro boss. Dino Piranha is a good intro boss for showing you how to use the spin effectively. The arena being a simple sphere helps so you don't fall to your death.
After landing on the planet and cracking its shell, its tail is revealed, and since it's really the only thing you can hit, of course it has to be the weak spot. But unlike the normal amount of times you have to hit a boss, which is usually 3, it takes 4 hits to its tail to defeat. After each hit, Dino Piranha loses some of its petals.
I love the attention to detail. Also, its music kicks butt and is a great symbol of what is to come for the rest of the game. All in all, a great boss that ends a great first mission.
Oh, and how in the world did he not chop his tongue off? He bit down on it with as much force as gravity could provide. You know what every young boy likes? Smashing things! And drilling things! Why not make a boss that pleases all ages?
Dig-a-leg is the obligatory spin drill boss. And it works! I mean, you drill into the glass dome on a bipedal robot. Talk about awesome!
The spin drill in itself is a cool power-up, allowing you to drill right through dirt to access areas. That's why the arena is designed as a dirt hockey puck shape, so you drill through it to get to that glass dome.
The arena design makes maneuvering very easy. You just have to avoid being crushed by its feet and its Digo minions.
It's also the only boss in the entire series to take on a 2D perspective, as you can only move left and right around the arena, which makes for even tighter and more interesting combat.
It also adds to the uniqueness. The music is catchy and fits the robot style very well. Hey Jason, what do you think of rock music?
There's a joke in there somewhere, isn't there? Rock music. Rock music. Bouldergeist. Rock. Oh, I get it!
Took long enough. Bouldergeist is a fun but hard boss. He's one of both of our personal favorites, and a great take on the hands and head type of boss Nintendo loves oh so much. Mostly due to how it's a spirit that controls rocks.
It also makes use of one of my favorite things to use in this game, bomboos. When summoning rocks, the black ones turn into bomboos, which you then grab by their tongue, ow, and fling them into Bouldergeist to break his rocky shell.
Once you hit the shell thrice, you just have to grab another bamboo and hit the uvula-shaped spirit. The music is nice and eerie and fits the Haunted Mansion theme quite well.
Then along came a comet that made this boss over 9,000 times harder! The Daredevil run. This is arguably the hardest star in the game. Well, excluding purple coin missions. But it gets easier with practice. Days and days of practice. When you think of bosses, some of the first adjectives that come to mind may be intimidating, large, and fearsome. I'm here to tell you that that does not apply here. This boss is, without a doubt, the cutest Mario boss ever.
It's also a fun boss that makes great use of the somewhat rare rock mushroom. You even use the same attack methods as each other. Bowling of Death!
This boss design, as its name implies, is based off of an armadillo, a giant one at that. A hard, spiky outer shell covers most of its body, and if you ram into that, you'll get damaged. However, there has to be some way to hit him, right?
Well, the rear is nice blue fur-covered flesh. Perfect for all your mini boulder bashing needs.
The spherical arena makes this boss just a little trickier though, as if you miss the boss, you keep rolling around the arena instead of hitting a wall. And in my experiences, more often than not, when you get back around again, you will run into Rolodillo.
Like I said earlier, this boss is fun. It can also be a good challenge if you aren't used to Rock Mario at this point for some reason. And the simple sphere does make an appearance, but the mesh style plus Rock Mario makes this a perfect arena. First was Rock, now we have Roll. I have a son urge to play Mega Man now.